Is this thing on? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, one and all. It's what it feels like right now. I just sent out an email to YouTubers and pretty nervous. I have already gotten some sort of acknowledgement from Patrick Sterling because he just subscribed to my Extras channel. Probably without realizing that it's the Extras channel, if I had to be honest. Probably doesn't even realize it. Oh, also, that video is still uploading, so they can't even watch that video yet. Oops, I should have waited. I thought that video would have been done way before now. Oh well. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 da 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 da. How is everyone doing? Anybody here yet? Here, I guess we should get some tunes going. I meant to get some water or something before I started streaming, but I ran really close to my time limit on making my messages and stuff. Let me think. What's up? What's up? How's it going? I'm just thinking about music, Nintendo. Nintendo. If I can spell Nintendo correctly, Jesus. Nintendo royalty free music. That's not how you spell royalty, but Google understands me. Let's get some tunes going. Is this a good one? No, I think that one actually gets me banned. Not banned, but I get a copyright violation every time. Super Mario Galaxy, sure. That seems like a good one. How's that one? Does that seem distracting enough? Do I have autoplay on? We'll just... Although it won't play to the next song, though. Because it is in a playlist. It won't play to the next song. It could just play who knows what. Nintendo background music, sure. Reminds you of Star Wars? Well, I'm switching it to a different one because that was a single video. Hey, how's it going, Rhino? I haven't seen you around. Welcome, welcome. I don't really have a whole lot planned for today. We could look at some scripts and stuff. Some things I haven't posted in the Discord if you wanted to take a look at those. Of course, we can take a look at the new macro creator as well. Welcome, welcome, Henry. Welcome. Since the new macro creator did recently come out, or is about to come out, I guess, then it's definitely something we can take a look at. Oh yeah, I can't leave the page until this video is uploaded. I accidentally sent emails to YouTubers a little bit early, and my video that I was sending to them is still loading. It's still uploading, and I did not realize it. So they have to wait to watch it. I did not realize that. That is not is not good. That is not much I can do about it. I can just sit and wait. I can't unsend an email. Especially since I already know Patrick has seen it. Patrick Sterling saw my email, clicked the link, and subscribed to the channel. And this is a separate channel too. It's my second channel, not even the main one. Should have sent the main video. Come on. Didn't think about it. But how's it going, everybody? Y'all having a good time? Joining your stream for the first time? Yeah, welcome, welcome. Once again, like I said, I don't have much planned. We can take a look at the Discord though. Let's see what's new. How's the music volume for everybody? Is that too loud? Is that a good volume? Let's see. Lots of people sharing work recently, including the creator of Ease Copy. That was a big one to me. The Ease Copy script was so crazy. How many YouTubers have seen the new macro creator? I know Orson Lord has seen it. Jake Whip has seen it. Alex knows about it, and at the very least, Patrick now knows of it as well because he has seen it in his inbox. I don't know how much they know about it yet, if they've taken a look at it, if they've looked into buying it. I don't know. That's what I will be finding out on stream today, apparently. Because I just sent the emails right before I went live. So we'll see. Let's see. The person who made Ease Copy, I am very curious to see more of their stuff. They said a lot of it is like all connected in a way, like they can be used together. They said. But let's see. This is, I don't know if this is private or not. They sent it to my public Discord, and this is a public repository, so this should be fine. What's your other YouTube channel? It's just called AR. It's just Asher Roland Dump channel. It's just where I'm going to put some random miscellaneous secondary videos that aren't necessarily a full tutorial, but are still like promotional stuff that I'll just have the links posted on different websites. I won't really be probably posting like huge different videos on there. At least not right now. Maybe down the line. It's in the back of my mind for a future project. Same thing with like a gaming channel. Just to have an avenue to like game and not feel guilty about it. Oh, well, let's see what we got here. We've got a. I was gonna say we have a big old readme, but we have a short readme, just telling me how to install it and use it. So we have Ease Copy. This is really cool. This is the person who made Ease Copy. They sent this in the Discord, and this is a new version of Ease Copy than what I have. So I'm going to check out what this new version has, because I have 1.0.1, not this newest one. So I'm very curious to see it. I took a look at Ease Copy. It's interesting. Ease Copy is a very interesting script. I'm just going to do some computer maintenance. I've used it a lot, especially for paid projects for my company. Not my personal company, but the job I work at right now. And it's been very helpful just to get the exact same animation curve every single time you go to use it. It's been awesome. It warns you about putting the animations on center points and things that are like point controls that have the two X and Y things. I haven't had a whole lot of problems with it. I've had like one weird quirkiness with it, but besides that, it's been fine. I honestly don't even care enough to do anything about it. I'm fine using it on points. And then watch, in this version, it's going to like block me from you doing it on points because they found like a horrendous problem with it. Watch that happen to me. I also removed a bunch of my scripts out of my main folders so that I don't have a jack ton of scripts, because my images I'm using for all my promotional stuff has so many scripts, it's impossible to see what's going on. So I have reduced it so it's not as obvious. You love it, but honestly, I haven't used it. It's good. It's good. I definitely do recommend trying it out on some projects, because you can save like curve presets and curve things to like reuse in multiple different times in the future. It's really cool. But did this? Yeah, this is in the Ease Copy spot. Good. Just get a transform node. You guys can see my stuff now. This is the example comp I've just been using for the macro creator. Don't mind it. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. But let's see. Let's look at Ease Copy here. This is the newest update that I have not seen yet. Okay, so this looks like maybe some debug text, but that's expected. I see that all the time. Okay, visually it looks the same, and it still gets the same stuff from the data that it saves. So that's cool. What's the huge difference between it in the other versions? I guess there was like a log, wasn't there? There was a update log in here. Yeah, and here you can maybe kind of see it. Let me zoom. Maybe. Let me zoom. There we go. Yeah, up here we have 0.2 fixes an issue where number only ease names would crash the script. Oh, rip. I didn't know that was a problem. Oh no, that's a problem with setting data. Interesting. Make the script composition agnostic. I don't know what that means. That's a coding term, I think, that I don't know of. All I know of agnostic is religion of things. Are you done with the sub button videos? Yes. that macro, I would say, for what it is done, but there will be more. Don't worry. I'm not done with making macros from scratch and doing the whole process and doing different things. I'll be thinking of different fun stuff we can do with expressions, and even cooler stuff we can do with buttons in the future. So that may be for a little bit. I have a lot of thinking to do on that to figure out like a good video to make on that, to make it like worth your while, so you're not just watching the same stuff I've done in other videos. But obviously, refreshing your knowledge on it isn't always bad. But just making the videos basically the same things over and over again isn't good. I need to add a lot more to it, because after you've done the basic introduction to it, it's really just experimentation, seeing the stuff you can already do in Fusion with like expressions, and you've seen Lua code, and then just trying stuff and seeing what works for you. So a lot of it's like conceptual. It's not necessarily like concrete rules of how to make a macro, even though there's not like rules set. But like these are the building blocks of a macro, I guess. It's more of like, hey, these are the tools. Now it's up to you to make your own ideas for it. But I will be making just series where I like make series or single videos where I like make actual projects, like full-on projects with expressions and stuff, where it's not just a simple animation like that. It's more of a utility instead. But a lot of it's just playing with the API, both with scripting and with the comp. But let's see. Let's go and see what else they have in this script collection. BPM beat next and beat previous looks interesting. It looks like they have a lot of edit page stuff, which I'm very curious about, but I would definitely need a tutorial for, because that stuff would confuse me. You can like set the endpoint. Here, let's actually make it so you guys can actually see it. You can set like endpoint, start point. You can see the frame previous. I'm guessing this jumps you 10. There's the BPMs. You can set a BPM, which is really cool. Lots of cool stuff in this. This person does a really good job with their scripts. Plus, they all look pretty nice. Like, look at this. This is tiny. What are they doing in this one? Better playback. This script saves your playhead's position and starts playback, then moves it back to its start position when you activate it again. Ooh, isn't that a Premiere Pro feature? That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, and then making that onto a hotkey, that's pretty sick. Hell yeah, dude. Making your own operations, like macros, essentially, with scripts. Pretty swell. Yeah, it's definitely from Premiere. Let's see, what else do we have on the Discord? I think we've gotten some a few new submissions, including one from our very own Sleeveless, who is in here today, I think. You like DaVinci's better? The playback option? Alright, Sleeveless, let's judge your buttons. And if there's a logo on here that's too big, I think this DRF... Oh, this is the DRFX, not a settings file. You weren't cut up with the live. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the present. I'm going to install your subscribe button animation. Let's judge your work, everybody. Get out your notes. I jest. Don't judge him. Don't be mean. Nobody be mean to Sleeveless. Or anybody. What? Okay, did you put it in Sleeveless Studios? I don't see it. What folders did you put it in? Do I have to break open your macro or your DRFX? It couldn't render it on the edit page? It's just under Tuttle? It's under Tuttle? Oh, it's just under titles, you mean? Okay, so I just have to look up subscribe. This is why I hate having them just in Fusion titles, because they just get so lost. But I see you even have an icon for it. Nice, nice. We love thumbnails. Those are always helpful. Let's see here. We do have colors. We have animations. I see you took the notes to get rid of the different pages. Nice, nice. We love that. We have your effects, and you got... Okay, yeah, this is definitely mirroring my video for sure. Enable... Your shadow button is on the bottom, but that's fine, honestly. It doesn't necessarily matter. It just does the same job. But your buttons... You didn't have as many controls for that, but that's fine. I think same thing for that. All those look really nice. You can't see the screen. That's my bad. Here, let's restart. Let's drag it from the... Over here again. They have a nice thumbnail. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see it there. But I don't know if you... I'm not sure if you guys know about that, but that's a Windows thing, I think. If you double tap Control, it like focuses on your mouse. I don't know if that's a Windows thing or a Power Tools thing, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. Yep, looks a lot like mine. The image they used is just their thumbnail image, which is just fine. Even after you switch the animation utility to seconds, it seems the controls animations too well. I don't know what that's supposed to say. One of those letters I don't think is supposed to be there, or is in the wrong spot, or it's the wrong one. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, like the buttons are on the wrong side when it opens up, but that does not matter at all. It is entirely up to however I guess you want to make it, or like it does the exact same thing. It doesn't really matter. You got your colors, you got cursor colors, nice. And your animations, you can enable the particles. Nice going here, expanding on the idea. Nice job. You can see all the animations right here. You didn't organize them. Honestly, that's fine. You did take the labels, though. I'm guessing this is the labels built into the tool. Maybe. Because there are labels built into the actual... each anime utility has like its own label built into it for this purpose. But I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say you're definitely learning a lot more than you have before. You're growing a lot with this. Keep it up, dude. Pretty cool stuff. Even you switched anime utility to seconds. It didn't seem to control the timing of them. Not sure what you messed up. Sometimes it can be weird. I've noticed some weirdness, especially in like the more recent versions of DaVinci, where things along those lines don't work right. Like the buttons for some reason don't want to work. See, this is the same animation you showed before, right? Or I think it's actually different. That is a violent spin in, but it's okay. Let's see. This one, yeah. Oh yeah, this is the can't index comp issue. I don't know why this happens. I have no idea. Because there's clearly a comp here. Right? But then you try to use the button and it activates stuff. But then when it tries to actually do the math to get the actual like frames per second to do the calculation to convert the frames, it's just not doing it. And I don't know why. Like recently things have just been breaking with scripts and stuff. And I have no idea why. I feel like they've been changing stuff behind the scenes and not properly telling us what's going on. Something is going on. I don't know. That's just a random assumption. Because a lot of stuff has been like weirdly breaking that wasn't breaking before. And I would just like to be involved in what's actually happening with the Resolve API. Or the very least, I mean, we should be able to like let you guys know of there being problems. I do know that there's like a developer email address we can contact. And I do know that that's like the best contact, I guess, for talking about problems. Maybe we should just all be using that email Just always be sending all your problems you ever experienced to developer at like blackmagicdesign.com, I think it is. If you ever experience an issue with the DaVinci that's like a serious one that you know for a fact is a problem with the API, send an email to them. Like, give them the whole lowdown of the problem. They might be able to help you out with it. I think depending on like if they know you or not, they might have more of a severity of like needing to help you. I don't know how it works. I obviously never worked for Blackmagic yet. Fingers crossed. You never know. You know, Inventor Fusion. My brain has completely lost your name. Thinking, just sitting here right now. Hold on. Hold up. Hold on. Steve. Steve, yes. I know it started with an S. I could not pinpoint the exact name. Steve, you know, talk to me. I'd like to talk with you guys about working with you, or maybe selling the new macro creator. I don't know, you know. Down the line, maybe selling it. I don't know about right now because it's about to release. But, you know, pretty cool. Just, you know, ideas. I don't want there to be any bad blood. I don't hate the software. I'm just a judgmental prick. I just opinionate my thoughts. Hey, how's it going, Essential? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty nervous about the release. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day, all of you. Do we have anything else in the Discord? Shark Dude said something 7 days ago. Oh, hey, Steve. How's it going? Hi. Oh, I didn't know you were in here. How's it going? So close to the new Mac. It is. It's next week. Actually, officially releasing, technically, I guess, Wednesday. And then I'll be making a video on Friday about it. I'm hoping to make my stream on Wednesday happen like right during a break during ResolveCon. So it's not like during someone's presentation, so I have a chance to like, hey, look, there's something new for Resolve happening right now. People should go watch this during the break. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but it's my thought behind it. Fingers crossed. But that's when I'm actually gonna be like putting the page to live. And then after that, it's bug fixes and everything else. I'm glad you're doing good today, Steve. Let's see, what else we have in the Discord today? There's been some cool stuff happening with various things. Like we discovered curl not too long ago. That we can use curl in Lua scripts. That's really cool. And then someone in the Discord made a backup module, which is also really cool. Like making, not backups. No, they did make a backup thing for their own script. But they also made a log script, log module. Pretty cool. Probably could do a backup script or like a backup module to like back up a script if it's getting installed. I don't know how that would work. Definitely would need to be thought about some more, expanded on. Yeah, what else do we have today, guys? You got any other scripts or anything we should take a look at? I'm down for some ideas. I don't have a concrete plan at the moment. We could always talk about new features in the new macro creator. We can always talk about questions or anything else. I'm down for anything, guys. Let's just vibe for the music right now. I can show you this. This isn't like confidential or anything. I did make this macro. You can't really see the bottom half, but it's the same thing as up here. But this is made with the new macro creator, just either today or yesterday, I think today. This is the example macro that's getting sent out to everybody who buys the pro version. It has the text page with all of these stuff from in here, and it has the effects panel with the ability to disable and enable these, but because there's a weird comp issue, or camera shake issue, I don't know. That's weird. What's after the macro creator? What are you gonna do next? I've thought about a few things. I won't get into too many details because I can't make promises yet, but something to do with curves I'd like to go into next. Making something flow-like would be cool. Fuse SDK has API classes explained. I know I don't know what you're referring to right now, but I mean, if the inventor of Fusion's telling me to find something, developer, you're meaning the Fuse documentation in here. Whoa, I actually hadn't opened this up yet. There's a lot more stuff in here. I was waiting till I had a little more time to, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Is that a project file? There's a whole Fuse project file. There's a Fuse README. Oh, and then here's the SDK that you're referencing. Wow. Yeah, you guys are really expanding in the Fuse department. That's really cool. Actually, am I logged into this right now? I guess so. Pretty cool. So it explains the classes in here. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. There's a lot of stuff in here to read now. A lot more cool stuff. UI controls. Oh, and a comp. Oh, all right. That's cool. Let me restart this, I think. Either that or let's bring in a new one. There it is. Okay, let's see if these buttons work now. Why aren't they working all of a sudden? What has happened? Okay, it can't find the nodes? But it worked before. Did the node names change? No. You want Flowing DaVinci? I also want Flowing DaVinci. And that may be a future project, but I don't want to give promises yet. So these node names are not changed, but it can't find them when it's trying to execute stuff. That's interesting. These worked earlier today. Do I have to have a node? Yeah. Button code. Yeah, Xglow 1 is what it's trying to turn on pass-through, but it's not finding Xglow 1. But it's right there. That's weird. I have no explanation for that one. Like, just weird things like that keep happening. I don't know if it's just my DaVinci's being really funky, or if DaVinci just has an update in the back end that's doing stuff unexpectedly. Because these all are correct. There's no differences in the names or anything. Xglow 1, Camera Shake 1. I would imagine it's going to work for people when they try to use the example. Yeah, I'm in 19.6, yeah. So it's really weird. If I try it on here, does it give the same error, like on the original node? Is it just when it's on a macro? No. So the actual buttons themselves, it just won't read the comp correctly. You're also struggling with scripts? Like, they're not working for you, or... That's a very broad term, Henry. I guess I just have to hope it works fine for people. Because there's not much I can see that I can do differently. Hmm. Well, I mean, while we're here and we're like already kind of talking about it, you don't know when you call Fusion, you just don't get the object, and previously it did. Are you also in the newest beta? Can you do Git Fusion? Will that work? Or is it just Fusion will work? Send it to you and you'll have a look at the macro? Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to your email right after the stream. Super weird. You're in 18.6? I don't know if it's gonna matter the same to you, Henry. Because I am in the experimental version. It is weird that it's not working for you, but I wonder if there's just a different explanation. Are you trying to call it when you're not in Fusion? Because you have to do Git Fusion, I think, if you're not in Fusion when you launch it. I think. I don't know. Or maybe Git Fusion is specifically for the window, like the separate like app. But maybe they're also detected as the same thing internally. I don't know for sure. Maybe it says it. I just haven't read it. But let's go ahead and show off some things for the macro creator for those who haven't seen it. Hey, how's it going? I can't tell who you are based off of WAF, but how's it going? WAF, I think. Hope you're having a good day today. Oh, let's delete the controls node because this has controls on it. You can't see anything. All right. This is just my example comp. I've said this like 1,000 times at this point, but this is just what I like to use for examples because it has a lot of stuff that you'll be probably using in macros, like a group, like having a media in connecting into an output because this is going to be an input in Fusion. You have a loader node if you want to export a loader, which append, there might be a problem with this in the future. Oh, you're the Couture commenter. Ah, yes. Thank you for that. That was very helpful. What was it called again? Like, what was it short for? Not operation. Was it conversion? Constructor. I don't know how I got the other two words there. Okay, that makes sense. You worked out how to convert macros to groups? You were surprised how few macros are, or how few nodes are Magic Animate? Yep. There are so few nodes in there. It's crazy. But yeah, Waff, thank you. Or Billy, thank you for that. Notification, subscriber, welcome. Kindy. I think that's how you pronounce that. Alright. So we can launch it. We don't have to have them selected in any order. You just select them all, have one in red, and then it will auto-select whatever node or whatever input is connecting into a media in node that's not in your selected nodes. And then the output will just auto-select based off of what is connected to the output or the media out node. If you use this in Fusion standalone, for one, fingers crossed it all works right, and two, you won't have anything auto-selecting because I don't think either of those nodes exist, but everything should theoretically work. I do use BMD, like BMD operations functions, and I've noticed that some like copy file or parse file name don't work in Fusion standalone or something like that. So I'm hoping that everything works still, but fingers crossed on that. I'll have to be told if it works or not because I'm too scared to try it. I do have Fusion standalone. I guess I could test it, but I don't know if I have time, to be honest. So we can set a name. We'll just call this example. And to start, we can do a couple of things. So let's first picture the macro preview as if it is the inspector. So up here is going to be either the header or the first few items that you're going to see up here. We can add an image to appear in the header section, and we can do that at the very start just so we can have it clear in our heads what everything is. We can select the image, and we can look for its wherever. I'm going to choose the files that I'm sending off to everyone when they buy it. And for the image that we're going to use, we'll just use this one because it is 355 in width, and that's the ideal size for any images that you want to use. And I'll add that in there. I'll give it a little preview name for SPF logo, and then we'll check make header image, and that'll make it go up in the top. It'll add, and then we can go ahead and add anything else. We will add another page now. So by default, all macros have a controls page and a settings page, and even if you don't use the controls page, it will still be there. But you're able to disable that. And in a regular macro, it's a little bit of a tedious process, but for this, as long as you have either a label in the first, second, or third row, it will just get rid of the controls page. So we'll add a label, or not a label, sorry. We'll add a tab, which is also sometimes called a page, and we'll just make this one called text because there's text in this comp, and just to show it off. We'll add an icon, and we'll just choose the text icon, and then we'll add a tooltip, and we'll just say all text. Well, we have remove settings tab checked because this is also then going to remove this tab or this page for the macro. So then we'll only have the pages that we create. So then we can add, and then that gets rid of the controls page and also the settings page. Now we can add our label, and we'll just say text1 with a space. And we can also format this with HTML formatting, like centering, bolding, underlining, strike through, and then different header types of paragraph, and color. We can make this red just for our example, and then we can make it nest and make it hide a certain amount of controls. We'll just say 5 as a good standard test. We can go ahead and add, and then we'll just add it to our preview. Now if we go down to the text1 node and type in text, it takes us to the section that has text. And if you type in a page name, like exactly, it will take you to the page name. So then we can come into here and just select, click and drag, or you can click once, hold shift, and then click again to group select, and just bulk add all those. I'm going to scroll down to just grab some more stuff, strike through or strike out all the way down to right on end. There we go. And we're also going to grab layout center. Why don't you have the remove settings page somewhere else? It doesn't make sense to me why it's when you create a new page. Just because it's sort of in the same area mindset of having pages, I've thought about putting it like up here next to macro preview, and I might do that in a future update if I have more comments like that, because I do agree it is kind of in a weird place to do it. But it's also like you're in the mindset of pages, so why not, like, while you're making your pages, consider, do I want this tab here? Because that checkbox will be consistent every time you open up that window. So it's always going to either be checked or unchecked, depending on whatever you had last time. And it will stay that way for the comp the entire time you're in the comp. So we can go down to layout. We can choose layout center. I have automatically changing layout center to just say center because that I think makes sense. Same thing for red 1, just changes to color. That's also how it works for macros, so I just figured I'd do it here too. We can come up here, quick add a separator line, and then put it up above center, and we're just going to move these up above size really quickly. Real quick, if you want to try to move things into a group like this, or into a nested label, you can get up to it, but you can't actually put anything into it. But if you bring it out and then expand this, then those controls will be added to it. So if we make this 10, make it double the current amount, we'll see, okay, the next 5 get added, and we can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So then there's going to be 16 in total. If we want to, we can test it by just putting 15. All right, there's just 1 left. Great. That means we need to have 15 or 16. And then we can change this 0 to a 1 to make this label actually open by default when they actually open up the macro. So it's not going to be just a collapsed nest. Cool. We can also then add one for text too, but it's going to look the exact same, so we'll just move on. And then we can add another tab, and I'll just do effects. And this is going to be for X-Glow and camera shake. Actually, we'll do and in here as well. And then we'll add the icon. I'll just add this one. I like it. It kind of feels like an effect. And yeah, as you can see there, the check was still checked from last time. It's not just checked by default, it's unchecked by default. For clarity, this comp just already had it when I first launched it. And then we can add a label. I would go into the whole hider label thing like I did in the example, but if it didn't work in the example, I'm scared it's not going to work now, so I'm just not going to do that for now. But hopefully the example that I send out to everybody works. If not, people can let me know about that, and I'll try to push out a fix for that. But that's weird that it didn't work now. I will send you the macro after the stream, Steve. Don't worry. I won't forget. I am very curious about what that problem is. We can just add a label just for X-Glow. We won't make our hiders and showers and all that stuff. Once again, 5 as our good standard. And we'll just bold this one to make it different. Once again, X-Glow. We can type in the page name if we want to, but it's just right here, so we don't have to. I'll go down to fall off because these I don't really see that many uses in. Maybe blend, and we'll just add those. By the way, I did that really quick. If you hold down Control and click on one that's not in your selection or is in your selection, you'll toggle it selected, and it won't select the ones in between. So then we can make this up to 10. Okay, make it up to 12 now. And bam. And then we'll make this opened and add one for shake. And we'll bold this one and center it for Finn. Camera shake. Come on down here, X deviation. We'll go all the way down for this one. And then we'll go up to 10 again. 2 more. All right, 12. And there we go. We can make this one 1 to make sure this one's opened. Make sure none of these are collapsed, otherwise they won't be recognized as having controls. And then we can just, for us really quick, I'm going to come up here to quick save to clipboard. We can also save it as a Dr. macro. It's my own file type for storing your finished macros for later. And there's also exporting for reactor and exporting it as the regular macro types with all sorts of settings in there for that. But we're just going to quick save to clipboard. Save to clipboard, it says. We can minimize it so we can keep all those settings for testing reasons. We can go into a new comp now. And fingers crossed everything worked right. When we paste it, we're going to see we have our text. It is collapsed. That may just be a weird bug that I'll have to fix. I don't know why it was collapsed. That's interesting. Okay, more stuff is broken that I didn't expect to be broken here. That's weird that these are also not grouping correctly. Something's broken with that. I don't know why. Once again, this was working earlier today and I have not changed anything with that. And then these look like they're working, but once again, they didn't take the new options for default, which again was working earlier today. So weird stuff with that. But we can see we have all the stuff we said to have. We centered this label. We have them both bolded. We can insert other things into this input, and we can just like add stuff into there, and it just appears down here at the bottom. And we can do a bunch of stuff with it. I'll fix the weird group issue that's happening here if it's even my problem. I don't know why it's doing this. I have zero explanation because it's not been touched and not all of the types of colors are visible here. I don't know what's happening. But that should be working fine for you guys. There are expected to be some bugs. This is not going to be a 100% always working tool because a lot of this stuff is experimental and coded by an idiot. So bear that in mind. I am one person. I don't have a team of other people who have been able to be behind me every step of the way, making sure that it's all working right and everything. So I'm just kind of hoping that when I give this to you, it's in a functioning order, that really the only bugs are just minor things that are just inconveniences more than permanent annoyances that you'll just never be able to get past because it's just not working at all. So, fingers crossed on that. That was a long time of talking. Do I have any questions? I may run to get some water if you guys want to pile in some questions really quick. I'll just hop out for a second. I don't know. I'll put some text on the screen or something. I made this a long time ago. Let's. Nice subscriber count. Am I at 69 now? All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute too. Okay, I'm back. I'm not fishing anymore. It is a big project for one person. It's huge. There's a lot in here. I didn't even like show you guys editing controls. Actually, I can do that really fast. Over here. So in a comp, I know you guys can't see me yet. So in a comp, like just a regular old comp like we have here, even as we're working on a project, we're able to edit the expressions on any control. We can open it up. It'll load in every control from every node and all of the controls from the macro preview and put them into a list. By default, everything is put into this list because you're able to expression pretty much everything. Otherwise, behind me, if I hide myself down here, there is a checkbox to show all or show only expressions. You check that and it reloads to only show the controls that actually have expressions, including the ones from the macro preview. So if there's nothing over there, then it won't show it. But we can see on text one, we have a test label or a test text input that just says styled text. Why? Can you hear me? Yeah. And if you click it, you're able to edit it and change it. We can change self to say, I think this is on text one, and we can make this smaller now, who can see stuff. If we move things around really quick, you really can't see it right now. But if we were to change this, then we can update the control. It'll load. It's going to load into, I think, the default option. I maybe should change that. Didn't really consider it, but you can always uncheck and recheck, but it will also load every single time. So I might add that feature before the release. I might actually write that down. After updating a control, edited. There we go. I just want to make sure that I'm basing the reload off of whatever the checkbox says, not just of a default reload. Okay. Then over down here, we can see it's changed to text1 style text. Cool. We can also do this for button code. So any node that has buttons on it will show their buttons. And this is not working correctly. Oh no, I don't have any buttons on here. Sorry, I was thinking of the other one. But if we did have buttons on the macro preview, that would show up over here, but only the buttons are actually showing up over here. I have a test button on my text over here, and we can see it's just printing the same text that's in the text field. And we can also see all the button stuff happening up here for my anim utility tool. So my animation tool that doesn't need keyframes. These are all the expressions, or not expressions, but I guess some expressions. But all of the actual Lua code that runs whenever I activate it. Cool. You can also see it's trying to say what all of the text is. It's actually going off my screen. You can maybe see that bar that appears up there. If I click and hover over it again, you can kind of see it. It goes all the way off my screen over above OBS. That's crazy. And we can also edit the text fields as well. So any text field like over here, we can see we have styled text. We see styled text twice. That wasn't happening before either. There's weird stuff happening that I didn't expect to happen. This also could just be the expression. I may have not, or the code. I may have not used this a lot since then, since making it. So I may just have to fix something, but I don't think so. I don't think I do. I think it is a fluke again of Fusion. It happened again, so I don't know. It could just be my code. Probably my code. We can see only things that can accept text, show text. This one, though, since it has the expression on it, you cannot change this text because it's bound to whatever the expression says. So you can't actually change that one. But these should only show once, but these are just showing the text, style text, and then the font. Oh, wait. Oh, I think reordering stuff broke. If we look here, my colors are all weird. So this is why the output didn't come out correctly. Something happened when reordering that confused the order of everything. Interesting. Okay, so let's put that down. Let's put style up here. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. I did also just fix this stuff. So I bet you the math on some of this stuff is really messed up. Yeah, that's not working correctly. Going up is not working right. Red, blue, green A, right? RGBA, yeah. No, RG. Green needs to go above. Don't break. It broke. Okay, that should work now. I think. Is everything selected? Yeah. So that's weird. My math for that is working out weirdly. Well, that should, again, be fixed. Fingers crossed. I don't know why it's doing this weird stuff now that I'm trying to show everything off. But these are also good times to get like practice in to see, okay, what is going weird. It's still not doing the numbers correctly, but we can see things are grouping correctly if they're ordered correctly. So that's why things looked that wrong before. Okay. So it's not as broken as I thought it was. Okay, that's good. I'm happy about that. The reordering is just really forked. I don't know why. Yeah, more stuff to fix. Let me just write that down. I think it could be because it's inside of a nest, but I don't know because I don't think I'm handling the math differently if they're inside of a nest. Because it's essentially the exact same process. I'm just checking what's above the topmost one. And whatever's above it, I just change the number and move the other number up. But it's like adding extra numbers that it's not meant to be. Like if we look at the debug stuff down here at the end, which you guys should never be messing with this stuff past this this colored screen. Because all of this stuff is like details that you shouldn't be touching. This stuff could break things. Oh yeah, but if we look, we can see we have duplicate numbers, which is what's causing things to jump around like that. Because we're changing one of the numbers and it's just jumping up above everything else. So it looks like when trying to reorder things before, we were confusing the numbering system. And it was, yeah, not appreciating our tomfoolery. So that definitely needs to be fixed as well. Cool. Love that. All right. What else do we have, you guys? Do you guys have anything else for me to look at, talk about, test out? I'm happy to try out any tools you guys have made so far. And of course, the new macro creator, I should probably mention this since I just talked about it. The new macro creator is releasing officially on Wednesday. And then I'm doing a full release video with a bunch of other videos the same day on Friday to really go into depth to really like sell you like, hey, this is worth the price point and it's definitely worth your time to look at because this thing is powerful. So hopefully that works to entice you guys to get it because I'm going to like compare making stuff the regular way with making stuff with the new macro creator. So it's going to be like over half the speed gone or half the time gone using the new macro creator. It's going to be wild. As long as there's not an absurd amount of bugs. That's also a concern of mine. But I'm hoping to fix all those before that video is recorded. But we'll see. I have like half a week to fix some bugs. But it should just mostly be just logic stuff. Have I captured spirits or ghosts on camera? On camera, no. In my dreams, yes. But no. Unrelated question. I don't know why you asked that question out of the blue. But no, I have not. Not on camera. I used to believe I could see ghosts, though. But that was when I was really young. And I was, like, scared of the dark. My favorite Pokemon is Growlithe because he's adorable. You snagged version of 1? Version 1 of what? The new macro creator? Because it's not officially released yet. I had a beta for a little while, but that was a closed beta that has ended now. What is the best video game console of all time? I like the novelty of the SNES, the Nintendo 64, but I have a soft spot for the Wii, despite it being like the most hated console of all time, just because that's the one I grew up on. But I guess nowadays I really like the Switch. The Switch is a really good one. I just like Nintendo products, but I totally could move on to other stuff, but just Nintendo is comfortable and I don't have a lot of interest in other games made by other industries like Xbox or anything else, because I'm not a huge like gun game person, like FPS person. So like various games like that don't appeal to me. But I know there's other games on there, but there's just not a lot that appeal to me over there. What part of ResolveCon am I going to watch? All of it. I might jump around, to be honest. If there's a speaker that's talking about something that I'm not interested in that couldn't really be used by me. Oh, Flow Trimmer? Yes. Hopefully everything works. I won't say too much about that, but that might end up getting bought by somebody else, by another creator, to expand upon it in other stuff. But I can't say too much about it because it's just a rumor. But it could be expanded upon in the future. Pretty cool stuff. I'm just tired of it because there's a lot of problems with the Resolve API for the edit page. There's just a lot of weirdness that happens with it, I've noticed, when you try to do some stuff like that. But that's just my experience, and I just may not be reading the docs right, or we just may need more expanded upon docs. I don't know. Or we just need some more stuff in the API. You're now the 698th sub. Welcome, welcome. We talk about a lot of DaVinci Resolve stuff in here. But sleeveless, I might just jump around. I'll definitely be watching the Fusion and macro stuff. I didn't pay for the extra days, and I think those like last 3 days, like the weekend, is exclusive to only the paid people. So I don't think I'll be able to see like Patrick Sterling's or Alex's. I don't remember who does what, but one of them does a presentation on templates and macros, and I'd love to watch that and even like join in the conversation because obviously there's good reasons for that. But yeah, I oh, we paused the songs. But yeah, I did not sign up for it beforehand. Let's see who is doing that presentation that day. I'm thinking of Alex. Alex is talking about creating presets and plugins for Resolve, but it's just during the VIP workshops and not available to the public. So tears roll down my face. I'm hoping either next year or the year after I'm able to actually join in person at ResolveCon. That'd be really cool. If maybe even by then be a speaker. Yeah, Jake Whip, I think, yeah, he has expressions and stuff, which is cool. I cannot wait to see what he has in store. But a lot of the stuff they teach at ResolveCon is also like super beginner. And that's cool. That's totally fine because that's the whole heart of Resolve's community is beginner friendly stuff. But I just need some more advanced things. Like I'd like to have like ResolveCon have maybe different panels at the same time in the future, like talking about advanced and basics. I don't know, that'd be really cool. Check out X Session. Oh hey, he's pretty cool. He made a video the other month that helped you find my page. Yeah, he made the video about a bunch of YouTubers or creators you should watch, right? Yeah, I was a part of his video last month. I was part of a few people's videos last month, or just posts last month. This month, though, my subscriber count has seen the results of that because no one's actually given me a shout out yet this month. So no one, I have a lot less subscribers this month than last month. It's funny to see the difference. It doesn't help that my content's also very niche and more expert level of like making the macros. So it makes sense why that I'm also not getting as many views and subs, but it's also very obviously related to that. It's really funny. But yes, X Session does a lot of really cool stuff. Check out Motion Suite if you haven't already. Cool stuff there. He also made a like color swatch plugin, which I think is broken in 19 beta. I don't know for sure. It doesn't seem to work for me because of it's not getting comp correctly. I don't know. It's a weird error that I couldn't figure out why it was happening. I couldn't fix it either. But yeah, X Session has a lot of great stuff. To conclude that thought. Anybody have any questions about the new macro creator or macros, Resolve, scripts, Lua, ResolveCon? I don't know how specific of questions I can answer for that, but I can try. I could just make up stories for it, I guess. Is the music quiet all of a sudden? You can't jam to a song if there's no song to jam to. Oh, hey, the black and white songs. Those are classics of my childhood. Do I think it'll be featured at ResolveCon? There's a small chance. I don't have any confirmation from any creator that they've wanted to bring it up, but there is supposedly a chance since I have emailed everybody, including Casey. So there is a theoretical possibility of me getting a shout out at ResolveCon, but there's no confirmation yet. Completely out of curiosity, how long have you been coding in Lua language specifically? 5 months, if I had to say. A little bit before I started out the new macro creator. A&M Utility was my very first like official project made in Lua. in-app utility was technically like one of maybe a couple of early ones, but none of the other ones were actually ever released. Like I made this one script. This is my very first DaVinci Resolve script that I just still have because it still is actually pretty helpful. But it's a script file browser. As I say in Magic, there is non-zero chance. Oh damn! It's actually not a lot. The knowledge from other languages must have transferred. Definitely Python has transferred over a lot. The logic makes similar sense. But recently I've been coding more in... Like, my most recent language, I think, was probably... I think Java. Because I was trying to code a Minecraft mod just to learn it. And I made a block and an item in a crafting recipe. And I hated it. Because Java is booty. And I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I've also used like Minecraft's MC function files, like basically just Minecraft commands but in a script file that can do pretty interesting stuff. Like people have been able to make some cool stuff happen with it. But I did some stuff with that just to like have fun with it, I guess. And that is really what helped me recently get into like the mindset of scripting, because that's my most recent serious example with it. So like the logic of it makes sense to transfer over to here. But this script reads, I don't know why there are numbers here, but this script will read the scripts folder, and you're able to open up different scripts. Like if we open up ease copy, we can double click it and actually open it. And this is actually the ease copy from my folder. We can edit it, we can save and test, we can save and close, or just save, and we can also just close. And closing it also closes everything else, because I think the other one closes whenever you open up the other window. Where am I from? I'm from the United States, more specifically the Midwest, if that helps, that general area, Midwestern. That's why I say things like ope and y'all, despite probably shouldn't be saying y'all because it's really not from my childhood vocabulary. I just say it for fun and it's caught on. Well, you guys couldn't see my screen. I think I showed something on my screen and you guys couldn't see it. I do that way too often. My bad. I don't remember what it was now. Oh yeah, it was my very first script. Yeah, here, I'll just show it to you guys again because you guys couldn't see it. My very first script was a script file creator, which you could browse existing script files for. And yeah, once again, weird numbers, I don't know why they're there. But it shows like everything in here, and it doesn't like go through each folder inside of these folders to see what's inside of them and list them. It just puts whatever's inside of the folder you click on into here, which means that I don't have the macro creator, I just have the folder for it. How old am I? I am 24. You can easily tell my age because unless it's my birth month, my age is the same number as the last two numbers of the year. Makes it real easy. But I'm 24, pretty young. I guess relatively to, some people on YouTube, generally speaking. I'm the new wave of YouTube, but not the Gen Z, Gen Alpha generation. I'm like on the edge of Gen Z and and Millennial. But yeah. 5 months of learning Lua, and I have gained knowledge. I'm still learning. There's still a lot that I don't understand with Lua. But like the entire thing with strings, they're very helpful, but they're also very confusing on like what you can do and like what each thing means. What does that script do? Your first one? It just it lets you see scripts inside of the script folder, and it also allows you to make scripts, like generate a new file, either Python or Lua, or open up an older one, like an existing script file, and edit it and execute it in the comp, or save it, or test it, or just close and all that stuff. You've been coding in Lua for almost 5 years. You just keep learning, though you don't think you will? Absolutely. That's with everything, to be honest. The Tide Pod generation. A little bit, yeah, a little bit. You'll marry my sister and then get an American citizenship after you subscribe. After that, you'll subscribe? Why? Why? You don't know my sister's name. You don't know my actual name, I bet. It'd be very surprising if you did, but you don't. I don't think. You don't know my name, no. Asher is not my legal name. It's not meant to like hide my identity necessarily, but it's just I don't know, I like the name. It's kind of the name that I'm gravitating to. It's like my online persona, I guess. It used to be my pen name when I was writing books, but I never published any, but I liked the name still, so I just kept it. But yeah, Asher Roland is not my legal first and last name. You can find it. It's not too hard to find, but I'd just be surprised if you knew where to find it. Have I shocked the whole internet right now? Or the 9 people watching? I look like an Asher? Well, that's good. I like that. I don't know if I would look. I don't know if I look like my legal name necessarily. But I feel like if you know somebody has a name, then you always can see them as that name, even after the fact. What time is it here? It is 3:13 p.m. Yeah. You need help in editing? What do you need help specifically, Nomo? Is it like a effect you're having a problem with? What's going on? For the first script, you use the comp run script you mentioned before, right? I might, for that one, since it was so early on, I honestly might have used a different method. We'll see. I'm taking a look at it right now. Let's see. Where is this stuff? Well, there's a lot of commented out code in here. Let's see. Multiple windows. Gotcha. Oh, this is before I made, like, asking user windows. Okay, 1 second, Nomi. I'll answer that in a second here. Let's see. That's opening it. And this is testing it. Okay, yeah. I'm not doing run script because I don't have a file. What I'm doing is this. I'm getting the text from the actual like UI component and then using comp execute to execute it because it isn't a physical because I'm not saving it to a file and then running it. I'm just taking the text inside the file and then running that in the console. Just so it's a little bit faster. How to make... Oh, by the way, hello. I know how to spell... I know how to say your name before. I need to write this down so I get it right. It looks like owner, but I don't know if that's right. How to make a PNG come out of a pipe... Oh boy. How to make a PNG come out of a pipe like PNG, like from the between of the pipe. You can search the Mario Pipe Super Edit. You will see the logo coming out of the pipe. How to do it, bro, help. Oh boy. I think I know what you're talking about though. Like you just want like a logo to come out of a pipe. Like a Flappy Bird Mario pipe. There are many people with the name Asher Roland. You look very similar to it, in my opinion. Oh no. Well, I looked up my legal name, and the most common finding I looked for or found from that was convicts. So people were arrested for various things from my original name. Wasn't Roland the gunslinger named in the Dark Tower? I don't know what Dark Tower is actually. Is that a game? Is that a pack for Magic the Gathering? I don't know. But you're looking for just like a bringing out a logo from a pipe. I'm gonna use a mask for my pipe just as a quick example. I know you can't see me yet. Here we go. So I'm just gonna make this into a pipe instead. So we're gonna make this thinner. Put this down like here, and we'll just color this to be like a greenish, so it's like the pipe from the game, right? This is just a mock-up, not meant to be exact. You found someone named Roland Asher. You know it's me. Oh no. You know I'm just a gunslinger. I'm just a gunslinger. You know it. Or do you think that's my legal name? You think I just switched the words around? That'd be funny though. Okay, so to do this in Fusion at least, I don't know if you're using Fusion or not. I'm assuming you are. But this would be even easier in layers. I'll just grab this logo. So we can see, we cannot see because this logo doesn't exist anymore. We'll use this, no, we won't use it. We'll use this T-Rex, how about that? I'm gonna put a background in here just to give it a localized background to like set the common size. Oh, it's not, okay, I know why it's red. It's red because media outs require to be previewed. If they're not being previewed but something's piped into them, it thinks you're wrong. He looks up Asher Roland in Google Images and there's a guy in here that looks just like me. It could be me. Or it could be my evil twin. That guy is always on to some business. Alright, let's, oh jeez. Let's add these into here. So if we add this earlier in the line, then we add our image, then the image will be over it. So if we add these over here, our image is later on top. But if we put this behind here, which doing this, I selected these two, held down shift, and then selected the bottom node, and that got it off of the pipe. And then to get it back on, you just release it when you can see the pipe is selected there with like blue and yellow. Now our T-Rex is behind it. If we make our T-Rex smaller now, about the width of the pipe, and just bring it on down, we can see it now is hidden behind our pipe pretty easily. We can then keyframe the size and position. I think okay, I thought a dog was breaking in. But I can keyframe this then to come up to here. I think the dog is still going to break in though. And then we can just make it pop up just like this. And now it kind of pops out of the pipe. You can obviously animate it better, but he likely has a hole in the pipe image. Yeah, I mean, is this what answers your question? Use the pipe PNG and make the logo come. Okay, so there's a pipe PNG specifically from like this edit you're talking about. Okay, I'll look up this edit you're talking about then, and I'll get the exact one you want. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so this one here. Oh, so you're meaning like one that has like a background on it. Okay, so if it has that, yeah, so if you can actually see the hole is what you're talking about. Can I get it from in here? Okay, images don't seem to show up the exact video. Do you have the PNG somewhere? Also, that did not want to play. Could you guys hear that song, by the way? I don't know if you guys could, because I don't have my headphones on. Hi, where can I learn to write code and create complex effects and plugins? You watched all your videos, but now you're still a complete beginner. A lot of it is learning on your own. Yeah, practice is the only way, pretty much. there are websites out there. If you join our Discord, it's I think the bottom link in the description. There are links to resources that you can easily get in there to learn scripting from various places, either specifically Lua and Resolve API stuff, or more general things like using a website to teach you and stuff. Yeah, DaVinci is rough with the API. Since like the API is tough to find stuff for sometimes, just because there's not a lot of docs written for it yet. Because it is fairly new, but also some of it hasn't been updated. It hasn't been updated in a while, and it needs to be revamped and like not rephrased, but like just needs to be added on, needs to be expanded on too. Because I think there's some new additions that haven't been explained yet, or at the very least, aren't easy to find. As easy to find as other stuff is. I'm trying to find this image. It won't even play the videos. It just gives me black screens. But let me show you how you would do it over here. Because I do know what you're talking about. So let's say that you instead have an image that's... Let's add like a circle. This is to like replicate the inner part of the thing. We'll even make this like a darker color. How about that? We'll make this separate. And just to show it's different, we'll slightly darken the color. And then we'll just merge these over each other. And then merge these out. And now this is kind of like your example. Right, sorry. This was just me setting it up. But this is kind of like your example. It has like two layers in here of like the foreground and background. To do it with just a PNG, like let's just say this is just an exported PNG, you could do masks, not those masks, but like a polygon mask like this one. Get a brightness and contrast node, turn alpha on and gain down. That's gonna make it a like an opacity node. But on there, we can put this into the mask input and separate just the foreground and background with some masks. You can also, if you want to be more precise, zoom in and stuff. But this is just to show you. And then when we lower the gain now, we're going to see we have like a split here. We can make this a little wider on both sides. So now we can split these pretty easily. Because now if we were to split this up into two different branches, we have one branch that is the top half, like what we can see here. I saw that too in DoDev. And then we can add another brightness contrast, connect these in, and we're going to merge these over. It's getting busy in here, but is this merge correctly? What's going on? This merge. This one goes here. Okay. And then we're going to take this same mask and put it into here, but in this one, we're just going to invert it. So we're going to apply mask inverted. And now if we put stuff into here, into this branch, it's getting really busy. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm showing you how you can do it if this is like a PNG. I'm just using this example because this is like a mock-up version of what you're doing. The process is still the same though. You just put in your merge in here now, and put this in there, and now this goes in between these. And you can put it into the pipe like that. You just have to manually split it up with two different branches like this. We have one mask that's just masking out the pipe. This is then masking out just for the top half, and then this is just for the bottom half. And then you just put the dinosaur in between. And then merge them together. It's the same process if you as using the PNG. It just looks different just because I don't have the PNG right here at hand. Yeah. Merge 3 here is like the media in PNG. And like everything else below it doesn't exist. Like this is just the only input. Uh you know, I saw it. I saw that you have a circle there. But it's still the same process of just making a mask. You just have to make the mask for it. Maybe combine a couple masks to make the shape right. It's just a matter of masking. And just like making the mask match your shape. And if you want to like preview the mask, like the last mask and like a layer of masks, like you can layer them on top of each other. And they'll like combine. So like we can see that with this top mask is like this top part of the image. So you can like see a preview of what the mask will look like. Like, okay. Like I'll put PNG in here, but looking up just the thing, okay. Let's see. There's quite a few in here. But I'm trying to find one that has the background that I saw in my example. How's this one? This one's really shiny, but let's try it out. So if I remove these, and I replace these with the actual pipe now, I think it has a background on it. Yeah, it has the PNG background, don't worry about that. But if we come into here with our masks, let's let's get this guy out of here. And let's just disable these nodes so they're not making it transparent. So we have our warp pipe that has a fake transparency, don't worry about it. And then we have, why can I send 2 different types of messages? YouTube chat's really weird. Okay. And then here we can make our mask. So we just want to mask basically like a line in here. What we can do, we can start out with like a circle. I know that fake PNG thing. I don't know how that even happens. Like, do people do it just to troll people, or is it just like something that happens naturally on the internet? Is like after enough compression, they're just like the PNG just stops being PNG. We can set up our circle. I'm going to do the inner circle for the back part. I'm just going to line it up to the back. Try to line up to the front a little bit too. So we're going to have like an inner ring there. This is where things are going to pop out of. So this is what needs to be like the actual part that things can go through. So now if we were to enable these, if we enable it, we can see that I'm an idiot and I forgot that masks are weird. And you have to actually be able to see them on the official layout, otherwise things get funky. But if we put this in the right spot now, make this wider. Okay. Right. And then if we get rid of that, now we can see we have a cutout. I was sitting here like, why can I still see the full thing? Yeah. And then now, if we put this into here and preview it, we can see this is now just the inner part. So we have the part that things are going to come out of, and then we have the inner part. This is going to be the background, so we're going to make sure that this merges over this. And then over here we can see that it looks fine, and we can put in our image on this side, bring in our media in, which is our dinosaur, and then let's show it on our screen. Things are broken. What's going on? Oh, is the problem that I'm not on a background? Hold on. My bad. There we go. I wasn't seeing the actual preview. What would you do? What I would do is put the image in 2 matte controls, and then put the ellipse mask into both of the matte controls and invert one of them, then both matte controls together. Yep. But cool technique though with brightness contrast. Never seen that. Yeah, it basically just turns it like opacity off. It's basically just how I make my opacity node. Like this is what I always teach is like baby's first node is just make an opacity node with a brightness contrast. I got the idea from Mr. Alex Tech. I won't claim for that one. But it's really a good beginner to making macros. This is how you can do it. Now if we were to make our dinosaur smaller, let's get rid of all of our keyframes. And let's just move him up. We can see he is inside of that middle ring. We could even add another mask to like here on this guy to make it differently. Bro, from start, please. Just from making PNGs, then make the dinosaur come. This is the comp, dude. I showed it to you from the start. What else do you need explained that's confusing you? Because I have shown it to you from the beginning to the end. And to add on to this mask, just to show it to you, so you can have an example, we can use a polygon here. And we can just put this polygon, we'll do it like around the outside. I'll fix that here in a second. And then just encapsulate it. Move this one down just so it's not so much in the way. But now we can see it's going over the background. See that? Pretty. There may be some weirdness with the polygon masks, like maybe you need to just soften the edges or invert the border width or something. I don't know. But there's a weird border thing here. I don't know why it's doing that for this picture, but it's just being weird for this one. But yeah, there's our dinosaur peeking out of the top. He's just chilling. He's just a happy boy. If you need to see the comp laid out like this, here it is. With all the pipes, easy to see where they're going. This is our pipe. Oh, that's that. We don't need to see that. Okay. This is the cutout of just the front of the pipe. This is just the back of the pipe. This is the dinosaur over the back end of the pipe, and this is them all merged together. And then we just have a transform to change the size. Post multiply alpha, we'll get rid of the... Is that on these? No, is that on the brightness contrast? Oh, the node post multiply alpha. Is it a node? Because it looks like you're saying like post divide pre like this one. In map control. The node map control is what you're saying. Oh, that's not the right input for that. There we go. Hopefully it helps you, Nomi or Nomo. I don't know why I got Nomi. So this one, which input was this one? It's just the background input. So if I were to instead do it like how Henry was talking about, where I, instead of doing two brightness contrasts, if I use map controls instead. Am I just being really dumb here? Well, I know alpha multiply is a different node. But this is also essentially just the settings tab. Why can't I see anything anymore? Oh. Oh, it was IntroDev? My bad. Am I being really dumb? Is it really obvious and I'm really missing it? Right, your recent edit? Have I seen it? Is it in my YouTube or something? Newbie to DaVinci? If you put it in the Discord, sure. Steve is saying that I can get rid of the transparent white or these. With post multiply alpha. And he's saying it's in map control, and I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's in your channel? Sure, I'll check it out. The Demon Slayer edit, the short here. Are these all Demon Slayer edits? I think they are, except for like the couple of cars. If there is no alpha, then there's no way you can do that simply. Yeah, I think this is just built into the image. This isn't actual transparent squares. Yeah, but that the checker background on the pipe is baked into the actual PNG. That's not part of any effects we're doing on it. Oh. That was a rough mask. I thought that you were mentioning something about the masking weirdness that was happening up here, because I don't know why there are lines from these masks. It's strange. Is there swearing in your edit, Nomo? Just out of curiosity. Just a warning for anybody who doesn't want to hear swearing. I do swear a bit on my streams, I guess, but yeah, you saw the video that solved the line problem. You can't remember what they did. Darn. Hopefully we can figure that out, because that's a really unusual issue that like only happens for like certain non-vector pictures I've seen. It's interesting. Sometimes it doesn't happen. It's weird. Like sometimes the masks line up fine, sometimes they don't. Oop. Oh, my Zelda music has paused again. Okay. The Inosoku. This first one here or the second one? Oh, this one. Yeah, let's check it out real quick. Is that better? I mean, I don't know much about the anime or about doing these edits. If Peach was here, he'd be able to give you a little bit more feedback. He might stop by later in the comments and say something about it, but I mean, it looks cool. There are some edits you probably could do some more on. Like there were some spots where there was a lot more beats than there were cuts, but that was clearly a stylistic thing. I would just say like it feels slow, but I don't know like what the general vibe of these kinds of videos are, to be fair. Yeah, I need to look more into doing these kinds of edits. It's not really my thing. I don't really do these that often. I barely edit videos these days, besides like YouTube videos, to be fair. Any other editing, like creative stuff like this, never do anymore. Not even just because YouTube, just because my job isn't that anymore. It's mostly graphics and stuff like that, or making macros for them so they can have graphics on other things. But I mean, I say it looks pretty good. It looks well edited. It looks like in here when you do the transition. I'm guessing the floor is cut away and like that's completely masked. That's pretty good. It's pretty well masked. It looks smooth. Pretty nice. Obviously, you should ask someone who knows a little bit more about these edits than me, but looks good. It's too slow, like I said. Yeah, it feels a little slow. Could definitely be edited a little bit faster. There's a lot of edits, like there's a lot of beats in there to edit on that you could definitely be utilizing. But it looks pretty good though. Anything else we want to look at real quick? Otherwise, I might go ahead and just call it for the day. And I might just take the rest of the day off or bug test and fix some bugs. I got a new list of stuff to look at before the release on Wednesday. Yeah, wish me luck for that. If you are curious though, I didn't mention this yet. I forgot to, but on Reactor, I did post Okay, let's turn back on the background music. Let's turn it down some. Alright, should be fine. I did submit a new reactor submission. The character animator has been submitted. I'm waiting on a response from Second Man, but he's been a wall for a little bit, I've noticed. He's been just busy with other stuff. I did get a download on the files. In fact, 2 downloads, so it is probably being looked at to go on Reactor, so that may be on Reactor soon. But that one, it's a 2D character rigger made completely with the new macro creator. Obviously, I made the macro like comp myself, didn't use that macro creator for that, but made the UI and exported it for Reactor with the new macro creator as a testament, like, hey, this works, check it out, it's nice, it's easy, it's fast. So you can check it out. I'll even drop a link for it if you want to see the Reactor Atom files and see the post I made talking about it. This is a good template post for some simpler projects. Otherwise, you want to go a little more in depth into what everything does. But since everything here is fairly basic, a video and some pictures with some text explains it enough. We'll upload your next edit tomorrow and had that pipe masking problem. Oh no. Hopefully the stream VOD helps you out with that. Yeah, because it will be available to watch afterwards. I like to make it available because we always talk about some good stuff in here. It's always good to have available to everybody after the fact. But yeah, I'm super excited for the 2D character rigger to come out. Because it's going to be a good like testament of like proving that the macro creator can make them. Completely unrelated comment, but you know how you know what they should add? A sort of common node that you can put to influence multiple inputs and then get a separate output to have multiple to avoid having multiple instances. I might need that a little more explained. So like so you can So is it a node that you can like change common settings of nodes on? Like if you were to pipe in a text node, you could change common text options on it. But then like the rest of them would stay the same instead of having an instance of it. Is that what you're referring to? Seems like it could be an interesting idea. It definitely would be a lot that goes into it. And I don't know if that's something that they'd have on their schedule due to time and money. Because that would definitely be a longer project if I had to guess, based off of what I'm understanding anyway. Because like I'm picturing like it stores like every possible type of control from every single kind of node, or at least reads the controls from the node that's being plugged into it. See you, Nomo. Good luck to you. And like if it reads the node, then it will like put the controls that are commonly changed onto the common node, or it'll add them all on there. But then at the same time, at that point, why not have an instance besides just not having the lines? But then you still have the line to that node. The probe modifier. That is true, yeah. No, like if you have a text and image node and you want them to scale 0.5, you don't have to transform nodes to just 0.5. You still have the separate outputs. So you want one node with 2 outputs to give you one with changes and one without changes? Is that what I'm understanding? Too complicated? Maybe like a Maybe ChatGPT it. See if ChatGPT can explain it better. I don't know, because it seems like it could be an interesting idea, but I just think that you're having a trouble trying to explain it. What all presets do you have? Do you know how to use them in any videos? How to use them in any videos? I have quite a few presets. I'll drop my channel. Can you please play my songs? Why does it keep pausing those? I'll drop the full collection of products here. I've got a bunch of things. There are things specifically for YouTubers. Some of these have videos attached to them. Other ones don't. I haven't gotten around to the time to make them. Hopefully they're fairly self-explanatory. That's my hope. But if you ever need to have things explained, you can always hop into the Discord and ask, and one of us will be able to answer. And then you asked me a question, Sleeveless. Quick question, hopefully. Have you seen a macro that has a different version in the inspector? I think textured background has that. Can you do that in a macro? Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. I think you can do it with any node. Like macro or not. Here, I'll show you. Hello, sir. Let's just bring in my opacity node. This is just the opacity node I use. It's just a brightness contrast with alpha turned on, and gain is the alpha slider now. But if we come up to here, we can enable versions, and this will give us the options to have versions. Then if you jump to another version and then change the type here and jump between them, you'll see you have two different versions. To get those settings into your macro as a permanent thing, you want to right click, go to settings, save as, and then save it to a location. If we just save it to my desktop for simplicity, and then bring in a new one. Give me a second to open up my desktop folder. And bring in that .setting file we just made. We can see that it has the two settings on it. We can see it has settings 1 and settings 2, and we can see the options are saved. And if we were to open up the actual file itself, we can see we have settings as a different category, and we have 2 and we have 1. If we do this, there are 2 settings. It's only showing 1. I think the table is just showing it weird. But yeah, there are 2 different settings inside of the actual folder. So it will essentially double the contents of your macro, because it'll essentially make 2 raw versions of the settings. It probably didn't make a completely new version, like a new settings thing, because the first one is just the default. Yeah, because it assumes it's default. You're right, Henry. That's definitely what's going on. But this is literally just a duplicate of the macro itself. It's not something super special in the code. I mean, obviously it's really cool, special. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's only storing the changed values. It's just a duplicate of your macro. Like we can see the inputs, outputs, and everything's still here. And in here. But that's how you can do it, and that's how it's permanent now. If someone hides the layers, they can't. They have to clear it when they're not on it. So if I'm on this one, I can right click clear, and then I can remove it because I'm on the first one. Cool. What else y'all got? Or is that going to be it for the day? Because it has been a good 2 hours. But I'm always open to answering some more questions. I think it was raining earlier, by the way. I heard some storms. Have a good one, Steve. I'll be emailing you that macro file, so you can take a look at that. I'll also send you the image that's in it, just in case you'll need that. I don't think it's super needed, but in case you need it. Yeah. I think it's going to be it for the day then, if there's not that many questions that are coming in. So I will catch you all next week on Wednesday for the release of the new macro creator. Hope you guys have a great day, and thank you all for stopping by. And good luck to you on the projects you're working on. Yeah, that's a good way to end it. All right, guys, have a good day, and happy animating.